Hi, my Sag and Sag Rising friends, Sandra from ForYourChi.com, and this is your monthly outlook with me and my tarot and oracle cards for October 2020. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I do 2 drawings a month. One is where I draw a lucky YouTube subscriber from my subscriber list for a free email reading with the cards of truth. And the second one that I do is a drawing for the zodiac sign of the month, so that the zodiac sign reading is free on YouTube. And this month that is Aries for October. Check that out. And also make sure that your subscription settings are set to public on your YouTube account. If they're not public, I can't see that from my end. So if you've never done this reading with me before, what I do is I pull 12 different houses. We go through the first 6 houses here free on YouTube. Houses 7 through 12 are contained in the extended reading, and that link will be in the description box. So the bottom line is I typically pull 24 cards, but today we have 27 cards because I want to give you guys a heads up here on YouTube of the signs that are showing up in your house of relationships, because I did pull a very significant card in your 7th house of relationship and partnership. And you Sagittarius have a mixed bag this month. It is not going to be a boring month by any means. I see some very difficult things here that you're going to have to navigate in October. But I also see some things to rejoice and celebrate about, which is fantastic. And really, this is why I do these readings for people, so that you can see what's coming up in your life a month ahead or some weeks ahead, and so you can get prepared. And sometimes you can even change the outcome of this if you make a different decision. However, if you are blindsided by something, you may not be prepared to do anything different than you would normally do, right? And so this leads me up into saying what I see for you in the first house, which is right off the bat. The month starts off of October, deception and envy. Now, for some of the Sagittarius, this is going to be someone who is straight up trying to BS you. And for others of you, it's going to be someone who is jealous of you and causing drama. I do see drama this month, and it's not only in your first house. It presents itself in multiple places. We're going to go through that first 6 houses here, okay? Now, a lot of times, Sagittarians can be BS'd by people. And it's not that they're necessarily prone to it because they are gullible, but rather your Jupiter ruler wants to believe the best in people, right? The Jupiter's very optimistic. Sagittarians are very optimistic, and they just don't want to believe that someone is trying to pull the wool over their eyes, just like this masked person, right? So I would be very cautious about things that you're being told that are important at the beginning of October. I'm saying the beginning because the first house is what shows up right off the bat, not later in the month, okay? So whenever if you ask a question and you get an answer, and the answer is a little bit fishy, I want you to, if you want, of course, to question this person and see the kind of answers that you get, and try to not just speak to them on the phone, but maybe you could FaceTime or video chat or see them face to face, right? If this is your child. For some of you, this is going to be a child that's trying to BS you. And once you start asking questions and their answers don't make sense to you, that is when a light bulb is going to go off, and it's just going to be a total aha moment. Now, I did pull, we're using the Archangel Michael deck today. The advice card for your first house is lean on God and angels for support with this. So you do need heavenly support to try to deal with this. And for some of you, this is going to relate to your 7th house as well, because I did pull a similar message that could totally go along with your 7th house of partnerships. Okay. 2nd house here, material and spiritual prosperity. Good news. Money's looking good. You're getting blessings from the heavenly plane and the earthly plane. Jupiter is not retrograde anymore, so it is starting to bless the Sagittarians all over again. Congratulations. And the advice card is perfect for this. Archangel Michael reminds us to keep your focus on something, on a targeted intention, right? So the prayer in this card is, thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me focus my inner vision and intentions. I'm asking for guidance in releasing any fears or doubts, granting me the confidence and the courage to take action toward realizing my dream. Keep your eye on the prize this month because it will benefit you greatly. This 2nd house rules your money and your stuff. 3rd house here rules communication, but also rules brother, sister, or siblings, victory, and success. Now, for the majority of you, this is going to be talking about a sibling. So they have something to celebrate here. And the Archangel Michael card message for this is perfect. New beginnings and a fresh start. So they, your brother or sister, are starting something brand new, and they are very excited about it. And you guys probably already know what that is, most of you, if you're on speaking terms, right? 4th house, the waiting game. So this is where you live. This is the energy in your home. There could be, and this is my card of patience. So what this card says is, after the period of patience, success is assured. So it's like an insurance card. And I love that message. You may want to move. You may want to change your home. You may want to change the occupants in your home. And just know that you are going to get there. Don't doubt yourself. And Archangel Michael is here to back you up on this. They're telling you to have confidence. He's telling you to have confidence. So please do, Sagittarians. Now, for those of you that don't want to make changes in your home and you say, my home is perfectly fine, Sandra, what are you talking about? The 4th house also rules the father or father energy. For me as a reader, I know people say it's opposite, 10th, 4th house. I've always learned it the other way. And there is information out there that flip-flops the 4th and 10th house as far as father and mother are concerned. But the bottom line is the 4 is a harsh number. And so I would never put the mother in the category of the 4. Instead, it's the father. If your father is not where he wants to be in his life and he's getting impatient, you're going to have to remind him that patience is a virtue here. So, you may need to give him a little pep talk that what he wants to come about is going to happen for him, but he just has to wait a little longer, okay? I know, fathers don't want to hear that. Too bad. It's like what you tell your kids, right? 5th, speaking of kids, okay. So sometimes kids show up in the 5th house, so this will be for a small percentage of you, but most of the time they show up in the 11th house, which we'll get to in the Vimeo reading. 5th house typically rules, for me as a reader, social circle, dating life, for those of you single Sages out there. Once in a while it'll rule a child, but basically it's your house of fun. You pulled a panic, fear, phobia card here. Don't like this card. For a lot of you, this is going to relate to your 1st house and the 7th house if you guys get the extended reading. If you are a dating Sag, Someone could totally trigger you here. You could get ghosted for the majority of you single Sages. Watch out. Be very careful. Did someone ghost you in October? Did they block you in October? Or did a friend do this to you in your social circle, right? Now, you have eternal love here as the message from Archangel Michael in the 5th house. So there is love from this person, mutual love. However, you are very much triggered right now with their behavior. And let's not forget this BS card, right? So if this is someone that you're dating or a friend, you know, questions, 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 because me as a reader, it's not my caution flag that's raised for Sagittarians in October. It's the red flag. And I'm getting multiple red flags here with you guys in dating and partnerships. And that is a heads up, a little freebie about what's coming up in your 7th house in the extended reading. But more good news, right? In the 6th house, passion ignited, work and health. This is fabulous. Something has lit your fire in a very good way. Either you love what you're doing at work, you love your work right now, or maybe some of you are on like this diet and exercise health regimen and you are feeling fantastic about it. Now, there's a little question in your mind that pops up in this 6th house here, and it could have to do with someone at your job. You know, maybe you have a new supervisor, new coworker, or maybe someone is working out with you in your workout diet regimen. Maybe you have a personal trainer, and you're thinking to yourself, because they're giving you all of this feedback or advice. This, if you guys know me, you know I coined the term Sagittarius skeptic. You guys are a little bit skeptical about this person, whoever this person is that's trying to give you all this advice, life advice. You're thinking to yourself, well, what qualifies this person to make these statements? You're a little fishy. However, not to worry, Archangel Michael is here to tell you that this person is trustworthy and that you can trust the advice that you're being given. Okay, you can always research it yourself, but they're giving you a little heads up that it's okay. Now, before we take it to the extended reading, I pulled 3 Morgan Greer cards to let you know the signs that show up in your 7th house of partnerships, to let you know who we have coming up in this 7th house. Who's around you relationship-wise? This could be, you know, romantic partnership, or it could be business partnership, of course. We pulled 2 sword cards. I mean, it's not a coincidence here that we pulled the heartbreak card with regard to the 7th house, and this totally matches the other cards that have showed up in your 7th house, by the way. And we pulled another sword card. You have the 3 and 4 of swords. Swords. Who's a sword? Air sign. Libra, right? Aquarius, Gemini. So those have come up strongly here. And if you're saying, well, that's not, you know, your person or the person that you're dating or your spouse, you need to know their chart. Do you know their ascendant sign? It's very important. Do you know their moon sign? And do you know their Venus sign? At any time, someone could show up as a Gemini who's actually a Leo with the Scorpio rising, right? Because the Gemini is in the Venus is in Gemini. Okay. The other Morgan Greer card that showed up here, we've got the Queen of Wands, Queen of Rods, which is really the Queen of Wands. So that's a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It's a fire sign, but there is a strong Leo presence with her. Now, it's interesting that we pulled a feminine card here with the Queen. That doesn't necessarily have to be female. It could be a male, but if it's a male, it's the diva type of male, right? You guys know what I mean. All right, so we're going to take it to the extended reading. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Please like and share with your friends if this has helped you. And we're going to go through your 7th through 12th house in the extended reading. We're going to go through your partnerships, relationships, your 8th house, which rules contracts, taxes, legal matters, the source of your significant other's income if you guys have that. We're going to go over your, this is your travel and school. We're going to go over your career and your mother. We're going to go over your children and your best friendships. And we're going to go through the 12th house, which is what's coming up in the future in 3 months. So look for that in January. Thanks so much, guys. Many blessings.